All right. So, week 5 is normally there's the week of the census date. That's the date by which normally ANU has to report to the government about how many students are enrolled, and so it's the last day by which you can withdraw from a course without any penalty. It was announced over the weekend that that census date has now been extended to the 14th of September. And I'm pretty sure you will have all received an email or something about that. One practical advantage of that for students in this course is that you'll have the marks back from the second test by then. So you'll have a pretty good picture of how you're going. But I'll just make just a few quick observations about some of the points on this list. So the other reason why we get in touch with students about this time is it's the week before most of the mid-semester exams. It's a time by which students who are perhaps either struggling with a course or they've got turmoil in their private lives, which many students have at the moment, start to fall behind, basically. And so it's a time when we reach out to students and say, look, if you're having trouble with your studies, if you're worried about them, if you're not sure how you're going, get in touch and talk to us. And I would encourage you to do that if you feel that you're in that situation. We're not in the business of enrolling students for the purpose of failing them. We're in the business of enrolling students so that they can learn, and we can do our best working with them to help them do that. So if any one of you or anyone who's subsequently watching this video feels, have concerns about how you're going, there are a number of things you can do. One, if it's specifically about my course, you can get in touch with me, but also if you're a Bachelor of Business Administration student, I'm the convener for that program, and you're always welcome to have a talk to me about problems that you're facing. But there are other more specialised kinds of support that the university offers, assistance with studying of various kinds, counselling, and so on. And there's a fair bit of additional stuff that goes on at the moment because of the pandemic situation. As those of you in Canberra will be very aware, we've been in lockdown now for about a week and a half, and I don't think we'll be out of lockdown for another couple of weeks at least. So we're all having to deal with that. Some of our students are in quarantine, which makes life even more difficult for them. And I don't know, but I suspect there are some students who have actually tested positive, and that's a very difficult situation to find yourself in. Now, I've been asked about the first test, so I better tell you where we're up to with that. I've nearly finished marking it. The return date for that test is Wednesday, and I'm very confident I'll have it all done by Wednesday. I'm hoping to do it a little bit sooner. So far, it's looking pretty good, actually. There may be one or two students that had real difficulty with it, but on the whole, it's looking at the moment like it went very well, and there are certainly some students who are perform very much at the high end. What I'll be doing with the test is, I'll post the marks, and I'll send a message out to you all as soon as I've posted them. I'll also do a feedback video where I go through the questions and explain what I was looking for and talk about what happened in the test. I haven't decided yet. I might even do that as a live session, and then if anyone wants to join in, they could come along and ask questions and so on. But I'll see how I go. I want to finish the marking first. That's my first priority. So I'll get that done as quickly as I can. But I don't think, certainly overall, I don't think there's anything to worry about with the test. So the next test, test 2, is next week, and the task write-up will be up on Model by the end of the week. And again, I'll let you know when that's available. Okay, so that's the test. What else is on this check-in thing? So there's okay. So there's been a few changes to the temporary changes, but to the rules around things like special consideration. I sent a message out to everyone this morning, which covered a number of things, but it included a link to the best information I could get access to at the time about what these special arrangements are. They call it a student safety net. So have a look at that. I imagine that you've been contacted directly by the Vice Chancellor or the Central University Administration explaining those things to you. But there are, one of the key things to note is that there's a relaxation of what are normally fairly strict requirements about medical certificates, for example, for people who are at least living in lockdown situations. Although I think, to be honest, we're not going to try and get you to prove whether you're in lockdown or not. So that's the main things. There's a link here about financial support. I'm not sure what that's about, but I've put this document on Wattle under the materials for this lecture, so you can click on the links and have a look. But I think the main thing to say is this, and I'm probably only talking really directly to a small group of students here, but there are always students in a class of this size who find themselves in a difficult position with their study and don't reach out to anyone, and they just go quiet. And the sort of warning signs for me as a lecturer are, I look at the Wattle logs and I see that they haven't been to the Wattle site for 2 weeks, and I might email them to see how they're going, and I don't get any reply. And this is I'm not trying to blame anyone here. This is just something that happens. When I was an undergraduate, I had friends who did that and got into, they would have been a lot better off if they hadn't. So that's just a message for people. If you think you're in that situation, if you're worried, I think sometimes what happens is people, they get very worried about what's going on, and it makes them really anxious when they think about it, and so they sort of go into hiding. That's how it seems to us as the teachers, and we really want to do what we can to help people get